welcome to the Hotkeys podcast. This is a show where we talk about everything pop culture and random in the world. I'm your host, Mick, and I'm joined by Dave, Landon, and Colby.
Hey,
welcome to the show, guys.
Yeah.
It's May 3rd, 2020.
May 30?
May 30.
Man, this is going.
May 30.
This year is going by really fast.
Yeah.
And slow at the same time.
The 30th of May.
I feel like it's going by really fast. Like it has not seemed slow at all to me.
It's just life slipping through.
Maybe
your
it's just because I'm a
fingers.
decade older than you or something. But I don't know.
Yeah. Actually,
Only a decade.
2 decades older than me.
Colby is like 7. Wait, how old am I?
How old are you, Dave? Are you 27?
I'm 20. How old am I?
You're
I'm gonna turn
27.
28 this year. So yeah, I'm 27.
Oh
If
my
you got to
God.
question it, that's just too old.
Well, I mean,
You
you
are
kind
an
of get to
old
the point
man.
where like once you're past 21, you don't really remember, right?
Well,
Do you
no
feel
other
like you're
birthday really
slipping?
matters.
Yeah, there's
after
nothing else that
right?
really matters, I guess, except when you're 67 and then you're eligible for Medicare. But other than that,
I
Yeah.
thought that was 65.
I think it used to be 65, but now it's 67.
Oh, they're
isn't it?
bumping it. Yeah.
Yeah,
They bump
you
it
see,
every
back,
year.
They bump it.
Back in my day, it used to be 65.
Before the commies.
You must have been right
I'm-
at the cutoff.
I'm so old, I can't remember now. Okay, well, what'd you guys think of that theme song? We have a
I thought it
theme song
was-
now.
I thought it was catchy. We finally hit that.
I don't
10,000
know where we
subscribers
got
on
it from,
Patreon,
but
so
it's about time we have one.
I mean, it really sets you up. Like it makes you know what you're gonna get for the next
yeah.
30 to 2 hours, 30 minutes to
Sorry.
2 hours, depending on how long the episode is.
So basically, you're going to get loud, obnoxious noise that doesn't really fit together well.
Just like every
it
other
ends.
podcast.
And then it ends abruptly.
I think
So-
it's terrific. I listen to it all the time.
Just stupid.
I actually haven't heard it yet, so
well, I thought you talked about the podcast, but I mean, I know you
No.
don't listen to that either. So
No, I actually
Uh-huh.
only listen to the episodes that I'm on, so I haven't listened to it.
You
That
haven't
seems
listened in a
kind of
while.
weird. That seems kind of weird that those would be the.
it's okay.
like,
Landon doesn't listen to any episode.
I live them. I live the episodes. So
Is that just because you're lazy or like I mean, I think it's good, like as someone that's like has been a content creator in the past of things, it's good to listen to your work so that you can like improve.
well, I think
It's probably why you're the worst host because you
Whoa,
don't listen
I
to
never
the
host.
show.
I don't host. I don't host. I just don't host. I'm just here. I'm starting. I'm like the actor. Like I'm at the point in my career where like I make the movies. I don't really watch them. I do the work. You know what I mean? Like I just do the work.
Could you
So-
like would Landon be like a lazy method actor? Like he's trying but he just like can't stay in character, like he's really like just
I think
like a
I
weirdo.
would be.
He would just give up. He would just give up.
What if the role he was method acting was a lazy guy that can't like stick to his gun? Does he like
I
have
think I
to
could play
be?
that. I could play
Does
that.
he like have to be like true method at that point, or like?
Well, then at that point
is
it's not
some
acting.
Weird,
He's just
some
he's
weird
being,
paradox.
He's being himself though, so it's not acting. So,
Yeah.
That's a good
I
point.
don't know. I think I could probably get a couple Oscars. So.
Do you think you could be a good actor, like actually, legitimately? Do you think you would be a good actor, Landon?
I don't know. I haven't been.
Can I answer?
No.
It probably depends on what kind of like role it was in. I don't know. I don't think I could do anything super serious.
Okay, you're a
but-
struggling single father. Like your wife left you after 7 years of marriage. You have a 2-year-old. The wife like didn't want any part of you or the children, but like you're still close with her parents because they were cool.
Does Adam Sandler play her dad?
If you
not be
want
a
him
thing?
to, yeah.
I could maybe. Is the tone of the movie like drama or is it comedy or is it dramedy?
It's drama.
Like it's a
Yeah.
drama. Okay, so this is like a dark film.
Oh yeah.
Do I struggle with like a heroin addiction?
I think maybe you slip into it. Like you start with
Slip into it?
something. Yeah, you
Like
start with
45
something.
minutes in the movie.
Start with
A
pills.
gateway drug.
And
After
yeah.
my kid's hit by an ice cream truck. I don't think honestly.
He also never wears shirts.
No, never wear a shirt. It's kind of like that was like part of like my contract. I'm like, I've just gotten into shape, so I'm like, yeah, I just have to like have my shirt off all the time. Like,
Vin Diesel left a role because he didn't want to show his biceps for the role because it wasn't like a Vin Diesel movie. He said he only saves his biceps for his movies,
Wait, what does
So
that
he
mean?
left
A Vin
left the
Diesel
role.
movie?
like
Like a
starring Vin Diesel, like his movie. Like he,
Oh, like
he
where
wasn't
he's
like
the
the top
lead?
billing. Yeah,
What movie was
so-
it?
I don't remember, but I remember hearing that.
Wait,
I don't
but is it just that he
he's not a-
saves his biceps for it, or that like could he have played in the movie, but like he just wouldn't have shown his biceps? Like he would have done something.
Well, I think the director was wanting him to be like tank top or shirtless, and
Man.
this is all hearsay. So
Yeah.
allegedly this happened.
Vin Diesel doesn't come off like a super smart person though, so you know what I mean. Like,
I don't know. I think you got to respect it.
I
He's
don't know
not-
enough
I don't
about
know.
him to make judgments that horrible. So.
well, some of my friends in the acting community, you know,
Okay.
Because I've heard he's,
I
like,
would
big
never
into,
be in
like,
a movie with him.
dating and stuff. So I mean that sounds cool to me.
Wait, you said
Landon,
he's
if
in
you
a
could
movie?
relate yourself.
Dave, you should come back to Spokane. We can make a movie, and you can let me be in it. We can see if I
We
can
talked about
act.
that a couple weeks ago, and I said that I would come back in like 30 years or something.
Can make Shrimp Landon. my auto biopic or whatever.
I'm sorry I asked about Landon as an actor. That was a
I don't know. It's got me
a poor
thinking.
question
Like the
on
more
my
I think about it, the more I think that I could probably really kill it. So
I think I could be a good actor if I didn't know that the cameras were rolling, and I didn't know I was in a movie.
I think anyone can actually be
Yeah.
a good.
Because then I'm just
actor.
you're being yourself. It's when you get in your own head and like you try to act. You try to act. You try to act. That's when it fails.
I think acting is really fun. I mean, I haven't done a lot of it, but it was stuff I got to do when I was in community college, and it was so much fun to like be
And university.
yeah, and university. It was so much fun.
A legit university. Totally, a real university.
Not like one of those, stupid.
And now you're
state
using
schools,
your
right?
No.
now you're using your degree.
Oh, every day, every single day. When I'm working on those insurance claims, and like I'm directing people to fix the billing that they correctly made. And I'm writing reports just like I would write a script that I'm sending
And you're
out, to the
filming
department.
yourself the whole time.
Oh yeah, because like we have the cameras to make sure that we are compliant with our job. And
Do your arms get tired when you're holding the boom?
No, I'm the director, so I don't hold the boom. Are you kidding me?
I thought you were doing everything.
Yeah.
No. You hire
have a
people.
crew?
You hire people to do the stupid jobs. Not
What,
stupid jobs.
Oh, you're
What
one of
studio-
those directors. You're one of those guys. Like,
Gosh.
You know,
Did
What
you
Dave,
ever
when
studio
you
think
are
did
about?
direct
working for?
FMJ, I thought it was nice.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Are you talking about one of the short films I made when I went to university?
Yeah, when I was a star in one of your movies,
You were
made me
a
feel good.
supporting character, weren't you?
No, I'm pretty sure I was a lead for a while.
I don't think
I
you
don't
had
want to spoil the film for anybody.
top billing in that one. That was a long time ago. Making films and stuff. I just don't have time for that anymore. With not with the Rona.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
We could make
Did
our
you ever-
Zoom. We could make our Zoom theatrical film. Just film it like
No.
with all of our webcams, and I'll just cut it together in Adobe Premiere, and it will be like some socially distant masterpiece.
We
I'd
could
be
sell it
down.
as Slam Dance.
Okay, so Colby, you start writing. Landon, go buy a boom. Mick,
No, I'm the actor. I'm the
lead.
actor. I'm the star. No.
You want me to write the script?
yeah.
Colby's like, and then I made up an excuse not to hang out with my friends because it was a Sunday, and everybody knows that.
I don't hang out
Yeah,
on
it was like
Sundays,
pulling
dude.
teeth just to get you on this show, right? I mean, like you joke at the beginning that we haven't had you on in a long time, and I think we ask you every single week, Colby, do you want to
No,
be
you
on the
don't.
Hotkeys podcast?
We actually beg him. We beg him.
Yeah, I mean, we've offered to pay. He's the only one that he's the only one that's actually made money from the show because
Yeah.
he won't come on unless we pay him. So he's actually technically a professional because he's made money doing podcasts.
Yeah, just a pro tip to all the listeners. If know your worth. If you're good at something, don't do it for free.
All right, Mick, what else do you have for us?
That's a Joker line from Dark Knight. And I
Don't-
know Colby said that on purpose
don't.
because
He's trying to pretend
Okay,
like
so-
he's seen the movie.
so,
Fraud. Fraud.
so Dave, your anniversary is coming up. You've
Mhm.
been married for almost 4
15
years.
years. Oh yeah, 4
Wow.
years.
Since- That's a big achievement, big
Uh-huh.
accomplishment. We're all really proud of you and your wife.
Yeah, nice. Man.
I realized
So sincere.
that I failed to get you guys a wedding gift, and as your brother and the best man at your wedding, especially, I felt that's criminal.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
was
screwed
thinking
up.
about it like
I messed
pretty
up.
much
I know
every
you were
day.
like dropping hints left and right.
I was
for
wondering when the gift was going to
almost
show
4
up.
years.
Yeah.
So anyway, with your anniversary coming up, I decided to finally get you a late wedding gift, and I don't know, I'm pretty proud of it. I was happy with it. So basically, there's this website, I think it's called Turn Me Yellow, and you send in a picture that you want.
Is that politically
to be turned. And yeah, sure. It's a picture you want sent into
sent into the website.
Sent in as to be turned into a Simpsons character. And you and your wife are big fans of the Simpsons, so you guys are now Simpsons characters.
Yeah,
picture frame that
yeah.
hangs on the wall.
So it was on Friday. I got this like weirdly shaped package.
I had packaged that myself, by the way.
In
Did
our
you notice?
Yeah, well, I recognize your handwriting in there and everything. It was like this.
I forgot to put Northwest on your. Oops. Well, your address has Northwest. I forgot to put it on there, so I had to scrape off an outer layer of the cardboard and write it back in.
Oh man. So yeah, so like I went to the
Professionally
mailroom and got this like weirdly shaped package, and I was like, "What is this?" So I took a picture of it and called Michael, and I was like, "Hey, what is this thing?" And he was
it?
And he was like, "Don't open it. Wait until Brianna comes home, and then you guys can open it together." So that, of course, like just made me more curious as to what this oddly shaped package is. So then she got home and opened it up, and it was this, portrait of the two of us from I think we were doing our engagement photos, but we were Simpsons characters. So it's really cool. It's because we've been watching the show. We're on season 19 right now.
Season
out of
430.
out of season 862 or whatever. So, but yeah, it'll be a fun thing to hang up on the wall and see, because it's actually a very good representation of it. I think Landon saw a picture of it. Colby hasn't.
Yeah,
yet,
it's
but
pretty.
After
awesome.
we're done recording, I'll show Colby. But it's really cool. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I was really pleased with it. Yeah, they have a group of artists that do it.
And now and I can sleep soundly now, knowing that you finally got us a gift. So
yeah, well, I can sleep soundly too.
I don't need to.
He just
like,
wanted to make sure the
hold that
marriage was going to
against you.
stick. That's all he wanted to do. He didn't want to get a gift for nothing.
I didn't want to jinx you guys.
4 years. All right, there. Okay, now it's good.
Isn't that like? Yeah, I didn't want to waste money. Now I know that you guys are going to last. I felt comfortable getting you a wedding gift.
That's pretty smart.
That's fair. I mean,
yeah.
Landon was dumb for getting us something, on the actual.
Did I get you something? I actually can't remember.
I think it was just like money or something. Gift card.
That's probably the best gift to get, right?
Yeah, I think that's what we asked for. Is we just asked for money because we were moving.
Did you get a toaster?
No.
I was just gonna ask how many toaster ovens you got.
I think
I feel like that's pretty typical, right? Getting a toaster.
A toaster and a blender, yeah.
And an iron. No board.
Yeah. Though. I feel like money's a safe bet for like people that aren't family at a wedding. You know what I mean? Like what you got is like a pretty personal gift, which is really cool. Like, so like that's good. But like I feel like for like random people, like some old people that you invite to your wedding, like it'd be kind of weird if they got you something like super
personal.
Yeah, like they're like, here's this, like.
Well, money is so versatile. It's small, and I mean, you can do with it what you want. So, I wasn't complaining about those cash gifts. Those are nice. But I was talking about this before we started recording. But I was saying that Michael is a really good gift giver, and it's something I wish I was better at. But I'm.
Yeah, he puts a lot of thought into his gifts.
Yeah, he puts a lot of thought into his gifts. He likes to give gifts. He likes to spend a lot of money too on his gifts.
Which I think is kind of weird because I don't think I've
only
received many gifts from Mick.
He gives gifts to those whom he loves.
Huh,
oh. I remember I bought Mick, I think the first year I knew him, I bought him the Evil Within video game for his birthday, which is a terrible gift for Mick because Mick hates horror games. Like, and I bought
now
it
that
for
you
him.
know him, you know.
Yeah, now that I know him. I'm like, this is such a terrible gift. And then like he bought me like Arkham Knight for my birthday. I'm like, oh wow, this is great. I bought him this like game that like is like just terrible. Like
Well, okay, before we get away, I just want to make sure I cite this correctly. The website, if you guys are interested,
We're not brought to them, or we're not sponsored.
No,
by
we
them.
are not. I'm
Disclaimer.
not getting paid.
but we
for
are
saying
down to
this.
be. We are okay with being
We are down to
sponsored
be.
by them.
Yeah, if you guys want to sponsor us. If any of you out there want to get turned into a Simpsons character, use the website turnedyellow.com. Use the code
Discount
Hotkeys
code
button.
Hotkeys Podcast.
Hi,
Were they
Brady.
pretty reasonable on their prices?
Yeah.
We don't
I mean,
share that
it's-
information.
It's
$2,000.
I mean, if you
It's
think
like
about it,
higher,
it's a
higher.
group of people that are actually like doing a one-to-one drawing and coloring
Yeah.
of a picture you send in. So it takes a lot of effort, and I think Dave, you can attest to this, that it's an accurate drawing. Like it looks like you guys.
Yeah, it looks very much like the picture. It's not like someone just, like did a Photoshop filter on it or something that was like the
Yeah.
Simpsons filter.
Right, and it's not like an app you can get on your phone that in 2 seconds it turns you into a cartoon. Great service. I was really happy with it, and I'm glad you're happy with it too.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You better be
Dave,
thankful.
if I'm not mistaken, do you have a history with Simpsons pictures kind of ending up in your car? Was it
Nope.
not
No,
Simpsons?
you're thinking of Peewee Herman.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
The mystery
infamous
Dave will never solve.
Peewee.
I think I've
Scandal.
talked about that before on the
How it
show
haunts
on
you?
backlog episodes.
Yeah.
But that's something I don't want to talk about it right now.
Sound pretty torn up. So
How much
My-
would
my
you pay to know
apologies.
the answer?
Okay, I'll talk about it. So what happened was over the course of several years, my car was pranked with pictures of Pee Wee Herman that were put on the back of my car and then on my rear view, on my side view mirrors, so that when I sat into my car and looked into my rear view mirror, I saw it in the reverse in the back window staring at me. And then I saw the pictures of me in the side view mirror. And this happened multiple times over the course of several years. And I never found out who did this. And it's always haunted me. And I will never know. But the good thing is I moved away, so it will never happen to me again.
Dude, what if it did?
Unless it's someone that listens to this show.
What if it did?
If it did, I would be so mad. Well, the funny thing that happened, okay, so
that would be hilarious.
when it
actually.
first happened, it happened over the course of several months. And it was different things. I was parked at different places. I was parked at different people's houses, but it always happened to my car. So someone
Oh.
knew where I was going and where I was. So it was someone that had intimate knowledge of some of my schedule, because it didn't always happen at my house. It happened it happened at least more than once when I was at a friend's house, but I never figured out who it was. And it just
There
drove
was
me
some
forever. And then years passed and it happened again. So it
It's a
wasn't
more compelling mystery than the Zodiac killer. Like, to be
and
a
there were some
copycat.
prime suspects.
Yes, there
to,
were some
uh,
prime suspects,
yeah.
and I even had crazy interrogation techniques I used. And if anyone knows me well, I'm a crazy person. So it drove me even crazier.
You're like
Dave's
Charlie
bedroom.
from that scene from Always Sunny.
Yeah,
I was just
I
gonna
had
say Pepe
cork
Sylvia.
boards and
You're smoking and bags under your eyes. You're going crazy.
I mean,
Pepe
I was
Sylvia.
I was
I was just gonna say that.
I had things
This person
that
doesn't exist.
yeah, I had things where I had reasons that certain people who knew where this person lived but didn't know this. I had really narrowed it down to certain people that I was it has to be one of these people, but I never was able to actually figure out if it was the people who I thought it was. And I probably will
maybe
never
someday.
know. I'm hoping
knows?
that at some point, someone will tell me, just so that I can rest. I'm not mad at the person. I just want to know. I just want to know. Colby, was it you? Was it you, Colby? Colby, did you do it?
Dude, I think I
It's
was
okay.
too young to even.
You can tell me if you did it, okay? I won't harbor any hard feelings.
I won't hurt you.
I won't strangle you the next time I'm visiting in Spokane. I won't have my sausage fingers just wrapped around.
Yeah.
What if the next
Wow.
time you visit in Spokane and you get on the airplane and you sit down, you're in a window seat, and you look out the window
At the
and there's
window.
a picture of Pee Wee Herman just on the plane on the
Yeah.
seat you're at.
Or I sit down in the seat. I have an aisle seat. I turn to the left, and Paul Rubens is sitting there right next to me.
He's got the red bow tie.
Yeah.
He's just staring at you.
Oh,
It was him the whole time.
So when that picture was taped to was it your rear window where you would look?
so
in
one
the
of them
rearview
was
mirror?
one of them was taped to my back windshield, but with the picture facing in, so that when I sat down
Okay,
in my car
but was it?
and looked in the rear view mirror, he
Mhm.
was looking back at me. He
Yeah.
looked into my soul.
My question was though, was it on the inside or the outside of the car?
It was on the outside, Colby.
Okay.
It wasn't an inside job.
If it was on the inside, I would have narrowed it down quite a bit
like-
more.
Did you ever suspect
it's
Mick of
Mick.
it?
Yeah, I suspected
Yeah,
everybody. I
Yeah,
suspect there
no
was
one. No one was innocent.
Yeah, no one was innocent.
Classic Dave. Just
See, I was crazy. I mean, I'm still crazy. Like, I hadn't thought about it in years. I don't know why Colby brought this up. Like, why'd you have to do that, Colby? Like,
did you?
I hadn't thought about this for a while.
Because I thought it was like a Simpsons character for whatever reason, and I didn't know which one it was. And then
But
so
it
when
wasn't.
Mick brought
So
up,
Colby
like,
brought
the
it up.
Simpsons.
That's an interesting thing because Colby
That
actually has a
is
great
interesting.
memory. I don't think he would have misremembered.
I do have a great
it was
memory.
a Simpsons character.
Some would actually say that I might have a photographic memory.
That's
So
that's an inside joke that no one
Did
on
you-
the show knows.
did you ever
so we'll
rule out-
So we'll move on.
Did you ever rule out specific people? Like, where you're like, it can't be this person. Like, there's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
way.
yeah. I had people that I had narrowed down, and it was because of the places that it had happened to me. It had happened at
But
multiple
what if it was?
places.
Did you ever suspect that it was multiple people? Like,
Yeah.
a big conspiracy against you. Like,
Well,
it was
okay,
everybody.
Well, actually, I hadn't thought about that, like conspiracy.
What if it was
I thought
everybody? What if it was everybody?
why would
this
everyone
was-
do that to me?
If this was a Christopher Nolan movie, it would turn out to be you, and you like don't remember you doing it, and you're just torturing yourself for like years.
Oh no. So, yeah, see that's crazy when it starts happening in Michigan. Maybe it was Brianna. I don't know.
Maybe.
is
I
that
don't-
a reason for divorce?
I don't want to
Like,
think
should
about
Mick
it.
return the
No,
gift?
Yeah,
Wait a
maybe you
minute.
should give me back that picture until you figure this out.
Anyway, well, thank you for the gift. It was a nice gift.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. I tried posting it to your back window in your car, but
Too heavy.
couldn't do that. Yeah. So next week is going to be a PS5, PlayStation 5 like press conference thing that is going to talk about a bunch of games coming out for the next gen console.
Have they talked about like if they're going to show the actual console too, or just kind of just talking?
I don't know.
about
There was a
software?
description that I read that it sounded more like video, like actual games and studios that are going to be announced and stuff. And it sounds like it's going to be a lot of games that are going to be talked about. But I think I'd be surprised if they showed the console because there's still a long time. And I think Sony had said that they wanted to do another like conference thing like this that they're going to do next week.
Mhm.
So, I mean, if you're someone like Jesse, I guess the console is going to be released next week and for sale.
Yeah, Landon, do you wanna, can you
He's
talk
so
about
stupid.
Can you talk about what our friend Jesse was speculating?
Our friend Jesse like said that he thought they were gonna stealth release the console, like show all the details in the games for it, like on June 5th, and then launch it the next.
He thought
day.
they were going to release it like they did Fallout Shelter, like
Yeah,
Todd Howard up on
digital
stage.
game.
Because releasing a next gen console is the same thing as releasing a digital download.
A phone
Yeah.
game.
A free to
Yeah.
play phone game. Like they do
Yeah.
that every once in a while, like Fallout Shelter or like some digital games or like DLC. Like they'll do that at press conferences, but like they haven't. I don't even know if they've like started mass producing the consoles yet. I don't think they have. Like,
Well, just logistically, like, or not logistically, but financially, for consumers, not only do you need to be aware of the product, but like some people need to prepare for the product, and if they don't have the money for it, they need to know when it's released so that they can kind of prepare themselves to spend this amount of money, because this is going to be a console that costs like $400 or $500. It's not a $60 game.
yeah,
Plus like the whole
Yeah.
like Landon was talking earlier about like the you have to like get the systems out to retail stores. You have to have everything else ready to go. You have to have games and accessories to go with them. That's not something you can just stealth release.
I mean,
something would have
there's
leaked.
been there's been so little marketing for it too that, I mean, that's just not how you sell something. Like you wouldn't just drop a $150 million movie and not tell anybody about it. It wouldn't make any money. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
You know what though? Like I'm gonna be like I'm ready to just feel stupid on June 6th when the console is out. You know?
It's actually it was such a
Jesse's
stupid
like,
argument
"I
that
told
he
you
made
so."
that it's almost really hard to actually even talk about it like in a serious manner.
Well, so they're gonna talk about other games and stuff as well, like just
Yeah, I
release
think
dates,
it's just going to be game titles and release dates. They might show the console, like it's a possibility, but it just sounded like that probably won't be for like maybe till August or something.
I've heard a lot of
later.
rumors that it might launch with
July.
and Insomniac, their game trilogy, the Resistance, the
Mhm.
first-person shooters. I've heard that they might do a remastered collection of those games, which I've never played any of them from the PS3 era, but I heard they were good. So that's
I'm
a
just
rumor.
not
You
ready
guys-
to buy a new system. Like I don't want to drop a lot of money on something
See,
that doesn't have a lot of games.
That's what I was just gonna bring up. Like, realistically, are you guys gonna buy the PS5 off
I'm
release?
not.
Yeah,
I think
I'll
other
buy it at
people
launch
will.
probably.
I'm going to, yeah, definitely.
My
The
main
fact
thing is
that,
like,
sorry,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh
No, you
okay.
go
Okay.
Okay, Colby, go
Okay,
ahead.
so the fact that go ahead, Landon.
I just hope that like if you buy the PS5, you can be in a PlayStation party with someone on PS4, which I think will be a thing, but I'm not positive. You know,
I don't think technology-wise, we're not there yet. I think that's
Gosh
too
dang
far
it.
in the future.
And I hope all my digital PS4 purchases, like, because it's supposed to be backwards compatible, but I hope that it's like I can just re-download all my
Landon
digital
wants
PS4
to be able
games.
to unplug the PS4, plug in the PS5, and then chuck the old system out the window.
Yeah,
and
basically,
have it hit the downstairs neighbor, and then
and kill her.
and
Wait,
kill
what?
her.
Well, I would preferably when it's not what everybody wants. If they can get their PS5 and then unhook their PS4 and put it into storage and never even touch it again, right? Like that's ideally
I guess that's what
Yeah.
I would
like-
probably just continue using it for like a Blu-ray player or something.
I mean, won't you be able to use your PS5 for that? Like,
I mean, yeah, but if
you set your
I don't
PS4 up
know.
in a different room or something, like.
Yeah, or something
Yeah.
like that. Or if you're like concerned about like
Wearing
wearing
out the
down
drive or
your
something.
which I don't think that's necessarily a big deal as it has been in the past.
I just want less clutter. I like just having one system to play on. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a lot of the PS4 titles will be available, and I find it really hard to imagine that like all the digital games that we bought will just be useless, because it seems like it's like, okay, it's on the the PlayStation digital store, like it's not the PlayStation 4 digital store, even though it's primarily PlayStation 4 games. I feel like that will carry over to PlayStation 5. I mean, this is I'll
what
just
about
be
my
hoping.
what about my PS3
and,
games I bought digitally that I was never able to play on my PS4?
Hopefully they
those-
remedy
those-
that.
Just, who cares? Newer's always better.
Yeah.
That was like 7 years ago, Dave. It's time to get over it.
7.
Well, there just gets to a point where like you just
Isn't
get
that
so
what-
backed up, and you never like a new game will come out that's much better, and like why go back to old games?
Well, because
Did
there's
the
so many
PS4
old
drop?
good games. That's why. There's so many.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good new ones too.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
backlogs are important, and you can't just. you
I
can't
feel
just-
like a backlog just always exists though. Like it's like always like I look at my backlog and I'm like, I'm never gonna touch probably 90% of these games ever. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'll sit there and be like, well, I gotta play through my backlog before I buy something new. And it's like I just don't ever play games when I do that. And then it's like, oh,
And then
Buy
a
a new
mini
game
golf
and play
game
it.
drops for 20
Yeah,
bucks.
oh my
That's the
gosh,
only
yeah.
game
you
you
just
play.
like to buy new things. Is that what it is?
well, I think I do better when I just buy a new thing and then play it and then buy another new thing, play it and be done with it. Not like stockpile games on sale. Like I've done that so many times. You never end up playing them, stuff like that.
I mean, here's a prime example, Dave. You and I downloaded Last of Us like over a week ago. Have you touched it yet?
Well, no, but that's a week.
I
I
haven't touched it yet. Like, but the game's been out since 2013.
You guys need to play that game though. That is one of the few exceptions. Like,
yeah, I'm trying.
That's
Dude,
one of the
it's so good.
earlier games on my back. That's one of the, like the earlier or newer release games on my backlog. I have backlog games that are like SNES games and stuff like
Oh
that.
Oh my
So like
gosh.
like
no.
The Last of Us is like, oh, like I
No.
don't need to get to that for like a decade or two.
Oh, that's
You're just proving my point for me.
that's an exceptional game though. You should put that to the front of the line.
I mean,
That's some
I
best
did
titles.
I did reinstall it, so that's like half the battle right there.
It's not that long. I mean, like it's like I think it's maybe 20 hours, maybe. Like if you really like took your time
Just
through
take a full
everything.
day off and just play it in one day.
Yeah.
I think we just need to rename the podcast to play The Last of Us, because that comes up more
Yeah.
than Star Wars now. That's the new.
Does it?
Like,
Well, that's because the
I think
sequel's
it
about
does.
to come out. It's because the sequel's about to come out. Like it blows my mind that there's like I'm the only person in this party that's played the game.
Yeah.
oh, because Colby, you haven't
I-
played it either. What a
I played,
loser!
like, no, that's not true. I played like the first 30 minutes and then I got bored.
I mean, I played the first like 5 hours.
Wait, did you? You got that far?
Yeah, it was like a year ago, and then I stopped playing for some reason, and then I never got back to it. Yeah, I got.
I was young though, I was a child back then.
Oh,
Now
now
that I
you're
have
just a
a-
bigger
A
child.
little bit of a mature
I'm a preteen
taste.
now.
I'm all grown up.
Well, what
Alright,
what other
so-
games are they?
I'm
Like-
excited for
Like the new.
PS5 news.
There's going to be a new Spider-Man game at some point. Is that going to be like launch or?
Probably not launch. I don't.
Are we?
I've
glitching?
heard.
I think you're glitching, Mick.
I've heard
Yeah.
that maybe a Ratchet
hear
and
me?
Clank game. I
Yeah,
can hear
can
you.
hear you.
I think a new if
Not over
if-
Landon's
if they
talking,
did like
but-
a new if they released a new Ratchet and Clank game, then oh man, I would be so excited. I'm still surprised that they didn't do anything after the one they released in 2016 because it was so successful. I know that they moved
think
on
that's-
to Spider-Man.
I think
but
that's why that's a launch game. I think is the new Ratchet and Clank. Be about time. I think they have multiple teams at Insomniac, so I bet you that's a launch game. And I've
I
heard
mean they're going all in on the company since they like
Bought
bought
them.
them outright. So
Yeah,
I mean, there's got to be like some semblance of like how much they're putting behind that team. I mean, multiple teams. So
yeah. That and I've heard Horizon Zero Dawn, a sequel to that game, might be a launch title, which I'm down with that because that one's
I
really
never
I
fun.
think that
played
could be.
Horizon
I think
Zero
that
Dawn.
would be fun.
Yeah, that game's really fun to play. I didn't really. The story was like really.
The story was
to
okay,
me.
but I mean, the gameplay was really fun. Like we've talked about this before, but like the archery in that game is stellar, and some of the most.
It's probably
fun-
it's the best archery in any game, in my opinion. Like,
I mean, behind Skyrim, because like you
oh
can
my
improve on
god,
Skyrim's.
oh my god, the archery
Skyrim's
is so
stellar
bad in that
archery.
game. The archery is so bad.
or in any other Elder Scrolls game.
Like, I think archery almost in every game sucks besides Horizon. I don't know if that's just me. I don't feel like I've played a game that actually feels that great.
Breath of the
Like,
Wild has fun archery.
Okay. Like,
You ever
even
play
like.
Cabela's Hunting Simulator 2011?
No.
Oh, no. Colby's white trash emerges.
Like it needed to emerge, like it wasn't already
Yeah.
there, like right on the on
Yeah.
the top.
Yeah. The Last of Us, even though like we were just talking about The Last of Us, like I'm not a fan of the archery in that game. Like the bow, like you get
There's
the bow. and
archery
you're like,
in
"Ah."
The Last of Us.
Yeah, you have a bow. You have a bow as
Oh.
one of your weapons,
Dang.
which is fun when you could somehow manage to hit a headshot. Like you watch like your opponent gurgle and hit the ground, but like for the most part, like you just miss.
Michael was having some technical issues. Are you back with us?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it's really laggy on my end. I don't know if you guys are experienced that at all.
Oh, I don't think so.
Mine seems pretty fine.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I'll just try to fight through it then.
Okay.
What archery game were you guys talking about? I had to rejoin.
Horizon.
You're done.
Oh yeah, that was a good game.
How long is that game?
Yeah,
It's like,
it's like
40 hours, maybe. if you did-
15, 20. Oh,
Oh,
well, the way I played it was like 20 hours.
If you get the platinum,
I just did
it's about
the
a
side
90-hour
missions,
game.
or the main
I
game.
it's
can
not
tell you.
90 hours. It's not 90 hours. For the
Is it worth?
platinum.
Is it worth getting the
It
platinum
took
in that
me
game?
about that long. I'm a slow game player though, so it takes me a long time to play through games. But I
I
like
guess
to
I played it
enjoy
in
my
two
video
different
games.
sessions. Like I completed it and did all the trophies besides the collectibles, and then I went back and did that like a year and a half, 2 years later. You'd like it if you like Far Cry. I bet you'd like it. It's kind of the same formula, like big
Is
map. Like,
is the sequel going to be like take place also in kind of like the West, or are they going to go somewhere completely different? Or are you going to play a different character?
I bet you play the same character. I don't know.
Not like
She was too
Aloy,
popular
not like
not to-
Aloy Jr. or something.
I don't know.
It was a cool
I can't-
world though, like just technology failing you and hundreds of years pass and you
And well, I liked the
perceive
whole
all this
hybrid-
technology as like religious, spiritual
Yeah.
stuff.
and like the hybrid creatures were super cool, and there was enough.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
enemy
varied-
design. The enemy design was great.
and
the way
like
they
Yeah.
how they had
behaved.
their weaknesses and how you could use them to create, better and different weapons and arrows and stuff like that. It meshed really well. I thought it was really good. It was a fun game. Did you guys play the DLC at all?
I did not.
No.
I don't think I ever purchased the expansion, which I heard was good. I just
Yeah, the
never
DLC
played it.
you go like it's all snow. It's like called Frozen Waste or something. I can't remember what it's called. Frozen Wilds. But you like are in Montana and you get to fight.
Far Cry.
You get to fight new and crazier stuff, but it's like all snow, and story was still kind of because it's not that great of a story, but cool world.
Fun game to play.
Yeah, I'm hoping for at least an announcement of a new Spider-Man game. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, that first one was so good. Like
Yeah.
so much fun to play, and the story was pretty fun. The pacing was kind of weird, but besides that, it left me really wanting another one. Like I was so excited for where the story would go.
Do we fight the Sinister Six again, or get like a better version of them?
Well, yeah, so they showed I guess it's too late. Spoilers. They showed a symbiote in the like post credit scene of the game,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like obviously teased for something that we'll see in the next game.
okay, because don't they have the thing with the
I don't know. How do you guys feel about the?
Osborn, like in the cage or something, or in the experiment thing? Or his kid.
Yeah. So that black goo around him was the
symbiote.
Oh, okay.
I need to go back and play the DLC. I never played.
I never
bought
did
it. It's
either.
probably cheaper now.
It goes on
Because you
sale
enjoyed
every
it,
once in a
didn't you,
while.
Mick?
The DLC
Yeah,
is really
Colby.
good. I liked it.
What happens in it? Because I haven't played it.
Don't spoil. No spoilers.
I would,
Can you
yeah,
spoil
just
DLC?
play it.
Well, I just said I wanted
mean,
to play it.
When
So why
it-
would you
when
take
it,
that from me?
Because I want to know what happens in it.
What? You don't want to pay money to play it, Dave?
I'll share play
Are
the
you
entire thing with
greedy? You greedy old man.
I'm a cheap man.
But why? Why are you so cheap?
I don't know. My
Like-
parents
like-
probably instilled some weird like cheapness
See,
in
but
me.
you have to overcome.
It's a dad thing. It's a dad thing for sure. I'm not
It's a
saying you're a
mom.
dad,
It's a
but
mom
like,
thing for my family. Like my mom's.
oh
the-
really?
Yeah.
My dad's the we can
He's the
fix
frugal
this
one?
with like Gorilla Glue and duct tape kind of guy.
My mom's like, we got food at home. Like, I'm like, but it's only $1 for a cheeseburger at
Please,
McDonald's.
mom, I just want one cheeseburger once.
just one. Yeah, like maybe a medium fry.
I'm not cheap.
Yeah, it's weird that
No.
I'm super cheap and you're not. Like
Yeah.
what happened? What disconnect was there that
I don't
ended up
know. I
this
think it has
way?
to do a lot with shoes and the shoes that were bought for me as a kid.
That's
Did you
kind of
hate
where I
them?
got mine
But we had
too.
the same
I
shoes.
I hated
I
mine.
had the same shoes bought as you, and I'm still.
I know that has a lot to do with it. It's so funny how many times we were bought clothes that like matched like that twins would wear, but
Oh.
we weren't twins at all.
Yeah.
Like, we
Even
would
if
have,
you are
like,
twins,
the-
it's not cool.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, like
And you didn't look like twins at all.
We still don't look
I-
that close.
there's like no resemblance.
but I mean, as we get
and-
older, we'd look a little more alike just because of our heads, our
Do we?
hair. So
Oh, well,
Yeah.
great, because it's so thick and luscious.
and lustrous. Oh yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, PS5 news. We'll have more to talk about next week. The conference is on Thursday.
It's
I
weird.
think.
We'll all have one. It's gonna be crazy.
I know. Not only will it be Phantom
Not till
or
Saturday.
Ghost dropped, but it'll be shipped to our house already. It'll be great. So anyway, yeah, looking forward to that. We just watched. I was at a friend of the show, Brandon's house today, and first of all, we one-wheeled around. We floated together. It was pretty sweet, floating around the neighborhood.
Did you like throw
Um,
rocks at the nerds that were like playing Yu-Gi-Oh outside and stuff?
No, Dave, we're the nerds.
Throw
We're-
footballs at their heads. Tear up their Magic the Gathering cards.
We're the people that have electric vehicles. those type of people are considered like the geeky people. But no, nothing was thrown by either party.
Were you thrown from your Onewheel?
Maybe. Yeah. Yes, I was. Yeah.
I would
I had my
like to
first
try that.
nosedive.
I would like to try it, but I mean, especially after watching Acquaintance of the Show, Oliver, kind of.
Break his leg?
I heard, foot. Actually, I think it was a ligament or something. So he keeps saying it's broken, but we all know it's like just something torn in there. So he'll.
Well, you're a fragile boy, Colby. If you
Yeah.
probably would actually get hurt.
I'm not fragile.
Yeah, you are.
Your friends already broke your leg once.
They can do it again.
It'd be a shame if it happened again. But it is a fun thing to try out. My mom even likes riding it around, so I would recommend trying.
Is that like a
It's
weird
fun.
sight to see? Like an older lady just wheeling around on one of those things?
No.
Okay. In my head,
I don't discriminate. I think the Onewheel should be for everyone. It's that fun.
Respect.
Yeah.
Colby, can you picture your mom riding one?
No.
Landon?
No, not at
Yours?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay, Mick, you see where I'm coming from now?
There's a better chance that we go out to eat at a restaurant than there is of my mom riding a Onewheel.
Landon's like a cheeseburger.
Yay.
So anyway, yeah, we rode around and we also watched SpaceX launch today. Did anyone else watch the live stream?
I saw part
No,
of it.
I know nothing about it, but it sounds like an Elon Musk thing.
It is an Elon Musk thing.
Oh,
An
cool.
Elon Musk and NASA thing.
They launched
Like a collab.
space.
Yep, they
never
launched
returned.
a rocket with 2 astronauts into space.
Where are they going?
And they're going to
That's
the
cool.
International Space Station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they
Is it-
so well, it's funny, the entire launch, like from start to just them in the capsule orbiting the Earth, it took about 15 minutes. But now, in order to catch up to the space station, it takes like 19 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, they'll be floating up there for quite a while.
Space freaks me out. I'm going to be real. I never go to space. Absolutely never.
How do they
Like,
I
how do
don't
they
think I would either.
circumnavigate the Earth when it's flat? Like, how does that work?
It's so funny.
just
I
go
was
around the
watching a live
perimeter.
stream with a
Do they
bunch
bounce
of
off the corners?
with a bunch of people chatting, and like every third comment was like, "Where are all the flat earthers now? Like, what do you have to say now?" It's like, because clearly you know there's cameras on the rocket, so you could see like Earth, and then Earth being smaller and smaller, and then the curvature of the Earth because
It's
it's a
just
sphere.
CG, you know, just
Yeah,
someone with
CG,
After
yeah.
Effects.
Well, I mean that's what they say about all the other space stuff and moonwalking.
They should put
All
flat
that.
earthers in a spaceship and launch them into space and be like, hey, if the Earth's round,
Did we talk
we're going to
about?
eject you out of the spaceship.
Did
into
we
the-
talk about the flat earther that did that and crashed his rocket and died?
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
already
that's
tried,
right.
but the big science,
sabotage.
like big
Yeah,
science
yeah,
said
big-
no.
Yeah, they shut him down. They couldn't have him exposed.
Mhm.
No,
That would be
I
like-
think I was with one of you guys when I watched a video of these flat earthers doing an experiment where
That was me.
they went like,
Yeah.
are you talking about where they went like a mile and then they looked through like a camera or like a
That's at the
Yeah.
end
or
of
something?
that flat Earth documentary that's on Netflix. That we've actually talked about that on here before.
Yeah.
They do that at the very end of the whole documentary because they've been trying to like they do these different experiments throughout it because this guy that's doing the documentary is like kind of following this group of people that are all part of this club, and it culminates with like there's this big convention, like a flat Earth convention that they get together. And so one of the things that they wanted to like show at this convention was their proof that they've determined that it's not round, that it's flat based off of their experiments. And yeah, and the one that
Well, it's so funny because he's
you guys
like,
are talking
he's
about.
like, okay, well, I should be able to see you still. You know, the holes should line up. And then like he's like going through this. And he's like, do you see me? He's like, no. Do you see me? Like, no.
Didn't they say they got like the wrong angle or height or something?
That's weird.
Well, they have to like lift
something
it,
like that.
He lifts it like 10 feet up or something, and he's like, "Oh yeah, there it is." And the guy goes like, "Huh."
And
then it ends, and then the documentary ends.
Yeah,
it's funny.
Well, one of my favorite pictures that you sent me, Dave, about regarding flat Earth stuff is a like a close up, like really close up shot of a basketball, and the basketball is flat, and the caption of it was like, "Well, I guess basketballs are flat too."
I can't see the curve of the basketball.
Yeah.
I think ultimately what people don't realize is just how big the Earth is, and
no,
like,
yeah,
it's in your mind, like it does make sense. It's like, well, why wouldn't I be able to like see the like it like how is it flat? Like that doesn't make any sense. Like we should be able to see the curve. So if you can't, then clearly it must be flat.
Such a slight curve over so many thousands and thousands of miles. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
25,000 miles
you can
around
see
is
the
huge.
curve, right? Like you can see the end of like, the apex of the curve.
Yeah, because we're like on the top of the vault.
You
like,
just
yeah.
Right. You just can't perceive in your mind that.
One thing I read was like, imagine if you are an ant and you're on top of like a basketball or a beach ball. Like visualize that in your head. Now there's nothing else like spin around 360 degrees in on that basketball as an ant. Like what are you seeing? Like you're not going to see these like curves. Like you just see almost it would probably look like a circle because you have the horizon all around you. And like people kind of forget like how like what would that look like on a smaller scale. And I think the basketball is a good example of that, because it's like you see like, oh yeah, like I can see like, yeah, it looks flat right here because this is how we're looking at it. But like on how grand of a scale the world is, we're not going to ever see that on the ground. We're not going to see like it's going to look flat to us because it's so big. I think the whole thing is fascinating to me because when Mick told me about the movement, like, 2 or 3 years ago or whatever, it was something I like started looking into, and it was weird seeing how many people like got into it and they changed their mind. Like they were like, I was like, of course the world is round. It's what I've been taught my whole life. But when I really got into it, really started looking into stuff and like doing the research, I learned like how wrong I was. Well, what was scary was seeing how many people that I found stories like that online, and it's like, are people just like?
Well, there's just so much misinformation that you can get. Like you can really confirm any worldview you want to believe through watching YouTube videos or reading art. You know what I mean? Like it's like people that like watch mainstream, like any kind of news outlet. You just watch what you want to validate, like your own opinions. Like so, as soon as you kind of decide you want to believe the Earth is flat, yeah, like if you just want to believe the Earth is flat, like you can find plenty of information to make yourself like to help convince yourself, even though it's all false. Like I don't know, people are stupid.
Well, yeah, if you never look at the other side of the argument, you're always gonna just go with what you want to believe instead of what's true. And how do we get on flat Earth? I don't know.
SpaceX.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, SpaceX. So yeah, it was really cool to witness, because I think the last time people were launched into space was like 2011 or something.
From the U.S. People have been launched. Yeah, people have been launched from other countries.
Yeah. So other countries have just been manning the space station, the International Space Station, for a while.
I mean, I think there's been American astronauts sent up, but it wasn't American US soil, and like NASA maybe was part of like doing it, but I mean, there's other countries that have space.
But this was like launched from Florida by America up into space.
Is that like the prime spot to launch? Because I feel like every launch is from Florida.
Well, that's where the facility is. Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Now I just sound like an idiot.
I don't think that they can launch. I don't think they can launch space rockets just from any airport. I don't think so. But
well, I think they need to be near water is very helpful. Flat
water,
places is really helpful. Yeah. You don't get much flatter than Florida, and you're surrounded by water.
So did Elon Musk what was his involvement in NASA? Like, did he
put his child on the aircraft?
Yeah, he made
the rocket
kid was
electric. He made An electric rocket.
Yeah, an electric rocket.
It's gonna go charge up
Yeah, did you see
there.
that huge charging cord that was dangling from it as it was launching into space? That's why it took so long, because they had to build a cord that was long enough to reach
Mhm.
from the
And
International
thick enough
Space Station
gauge.
Yeah,
to,
the amp draw, like,
back to
or just burns up, trips the GFI it's on. Oh crap! Like,
It's like a 100-foot diameter cable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
No,
plug's
that's pretty
loose.
cool though. I didn't watch it, but that is pretty cool.
Do you not
Yeah, it was-
respect space, Colby?
I fear space.
I'm scared of space, like similar to
fair.
Landon. I also don't
Even
know
just
enough
having the
about it. I
oxygen
don't think
sucked out of
anybody.
your lungs, like
I don't think anybody knows like enough about space, but I definitely don't. So I just fear it and kind of stay away from it.
yeah, you gotta stay away, man. You
Colby's
put
like,
me
it's
on
hard
a
to stay
rocket.
away, but I do it.
Yeah.
Another really cool part about it was, unlike any other, I think unlike any other rocket before, you know, the part that comes off in stages
Mhm.
and falls back down, that part that fell down, that's reusable. So what they did is that part that fell
Classic
landed
Elon.
on a platform in like the ocean, and it was like, you know, using its rockets and stuff to like position itself, so it was like land.
Oh, it
Oh, that's pretty
landed?
cool.
Yeah. Just this giant rocket landing on a platform in the ocean.
That's cool.
Man, look at how far
Yeah.
we've come. We used to
Like,
blow
yeah,
up
and
before we even
I know.
left the ground. You know what I mean?
Oh man. Oh, it's so horrifying.
Well, the
Dude, that's
scary
so-
thing is there will still be
Accidents.
explosions and blowups in the future, because that's how crazy
Yeah.
rocket science
it's like not quite an exact thing, right? Like any one of them can go like.
Well, the thing is,
But-
there's so much on the line, because you need
Everything
so
has to be
much
precise.
thrust to leave the gravitational pull of the Earth. And with anything else that we have, like with feats of, you know, physics and engineering, there's nothing like trying to overcome that force of gravity. And so the amount of energy that needs to go into that is so much that the smallest thing that's not right can be catastrophic.
Yeah.
And so it takes, I mean, like there's no way I could be anywhere near part of organizing something like that,
Oh
because
no.
I'm
Yeah.
so flawed. Like
Yeah.
like when I see like film or like movies, or like you have people in the command center like
Mhm.
talking, and like they're like looking out and they see it, like
The
if I
stress.
really think about it, like I would be like, I'm horrified thinking like it takes so little for it to mess up, but this is something that humans created and all works together. And when it actually works, it's like amazing. And we don't know how amazing it is, because we're just stupid.
You're like, oh, boom, boom, rocket,
Yeah,
go
boom,
space.
boom, rockets work, they go to space, come back. But it's
Yay.
like trying to even comprehend the amount of like crazy science that goes into that stuff is just
Well,
amazing.
even the part that lands back down on Earth and is reusable, the amount of math and calculations that have
Oh,
to go
yeah.
into that's like almost as crazy as, you know, the rocket shooting up into space.
I just hope that our audience is wide enough that there is someone listening to us who understands all that, and it's like, man, these guys are just like a bunch of morons. Like, clearly, it's just you know, it's so simple.
It is crazy
don't-
to think
man.
about, like, because I don't even know enough about cars. Like, I know how to maintain a car, as in gas,
Take it to the
oil,
auto shop.
different
Yeah,
fluids.
I
Like,
know how to take it to the place where they change the oil.
other than
I-
that, like,
I couldn't do any high stakes job like air traffic control, or like a pilot, or like, you know, any of that kind of stuff where you're like, oh,
I could be a
like,
pilot.
okay, no, you couldn't even do it
I
in
think
Grand
I
Theft
could.
Auto. So
I,
you killed every passenger on board.
Oh no, I don't know if I'd be the first passenger to sign up to ride with Colby
Heck no.
Airways or whatever.
like,
Heck
if
no.
I went to school, got a pilot's license, you guys wouldn't fly with me.
No,
That's
But
rude.
I knew you as a kid.
you don't let kids
Yeah.
fly you around.
Is this
Yeah,
a challenge? Are you gonna like take this like Colby's like, I'm gonna do it.
Well, now
I'm
I'm
gonna get
thinking
my
about it,
pilot's
like-
license.
It would be cool just to have, you know?
What? I don't know
I
if
think
that
it'd be cool to
like would
have.
be like. I think it'd only be cool if like you used it regularly. It's like, oh, I have my
Or
pilot's
like
license,
you
but I haven't
like you
flown
buy
in
a
5
ticket
years.
on like an airline, and you're like, you know what, I'll fly this time. Like that's how it works, right? You just like
Yeah,
flash
you just
your
show the
license,
light.
like,
Colby walks up to
Okay.
the cabin. He's like, "Hey, I'm flying this plane." Like,
They
You're
take
like,
me down.
they take you
like
down. the-
co-pilot has control. You know, take a break.
Yeah, the air marshal just guns you down.
That's something like when you go through like security and stuff, and you're in customs, you just show your pilot's license, and they're like, "Oh, okay, like cool, like we'll put you in first class. You're right there by the cabin,
Just in case something goes wrong, they're like
Yeah.
just ready to grab you.
Yeah, pilot or co-pilot have a heart attack, you're there. You're like the
tech on
emergency
site.
goalie in hockey, like or something like that.
You're up in the stands chugging beer, like just ready to go.
I hate to
like-
break it to you, Colby, but being a pilot is a little more complicated than being an emergency goalie.
I think you're underestimating being an emergency backup goalie.
I don't know if he
Honestly,
is actually.
I mean,
Like the expectations of an emergency goalie are so low. They're like, if you can maybe stop like 30%
I mean,
of
there
the
is
shots.
so much
like,
on the line when you're a goalie. Oof. Lives are at stake.
Yeah.
yeah. Have you seen the video of the goalie that gets his throat slit with a skate?
Don't talk about that video, dude. That video
Oh,
is horrifying. I
that's
hate
such a-
that
It's
video.
horrible. He lived though.
Cringy
He lived though, and that's
video.
why we can talk.
I know,
about
but
it.
like you
That's-
just watch the skate just taps his throat, like just taps it, and then it's just like just a geyser of blood just spraying everywhere, and you're like, oh no. It's like, oh no, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Don't like it at all.
Yeah, we can move on.
I guess the guy that came in to help it stop, he was like a retired military guy who was a medic, and so he knew exactly what to do. Like, just think if that guy wasn't there. I mean, that guy would have.
Yeah,
The hockey player would have been toast.
Just blood out on the ice, like
in
everyone
seconds
like,
too,
oh,
like
man.
before he even got off the ice, probably.
Yeah, I mean that.
Oh,
I wouldn't recommend watching the video because it's
Yeah,
really gruesome,
don't.
but
No,
It's not,
it's
no.
very disturbing. You
it's
should
like-
never watch anybody
yeah.
bleed from their throat ever.
No,
It's just
don't do that. And you shouldn't bleed from your throat. Never let that happen.
Horrifying
Yeah, I
how
don't-
delicate the human body is. Like,
And here we are launching two people.
I was
up into
just gonna say,
space.
yeah.
yeah, like we're like, oh yeah, we have a great planet to live on that's like has perfect conditions, but like, let's go to a place that's like literally like designed to kill us. Like,
Dude,
let's just
I'm
go-
scared of most roller coasters. Could you imagine getting strapped into a rocket?
No, I actually can't.
It was really cool watching the.
I'd be crying.
It was really
That's
cool
the
watching
time-
their speed traveling because they got up to like they start, like obviously at nothing, but then it's like, oh, that's 1,000 miles an hour, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 miles an hour, and by the time they're like up in orbit, they're like going like
no.
17,000 miles an hour.
No,
Or like,
no.
yeah,
no.
it was like freaking nuts.
Yeah,
So
and like
crazy.
unlike a
Dude's
roller
like,
coaster,
I'm gonna,
you're like
I'm
praying you
gonna
don't really
unbuckle.
Yeah, let me off.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the
Drop
kid on
me
the
off
roller
at this
coaster
spot.
that like starts like screaming right as it starts going. Like they're like shaking the safety bar and like trying to get out. They're like, no, please stop it. Change
Well,
my mind."
just imagine the G forces you would experience. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
I would just
Landon,
instantly pass out.
Landon touched on an interesting idea though. Like, imagine yourself actually being in that position of like you're one of the two astronauts that are in there. Like you're having to put faith in everything and everyone that has worked on this project, and you're there like
laying
You're the
on
dude.
your
You're
back.
the guy
like
that dies.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Your back is to the ground. You're like you're looking up. Like you're just waiting. Like there's nothing you're really doing. You're just waiting to get launched into nothing.
I
a
don't know.
horrifying-
But if
It wouldn't be
things,
bad.
if
horrifying.
things don't go according to plan,
You're
you
dead
just
so
die.
fast that you just die. Like you probably don't even know that things go wrong. You're just dead. Like right? Like I don't think you would know.
I
Like, you
heard
would
in
die
one of
so
them
fast.
that
Oh no.
that maybe it was the Challenger or it was
Oh.
Columbia. I think it was one of those two that there was like and I don't remember if this was something that they ever like moved on from or like learned that it was otherwise. But at one point it was speculated that the astronauts were unconscious at the time and that they didn't die until they hit the ground or hit the water
Oh man, dude, come on.
because they weren't
Which
high
one-
enough in the atmosphere so that they were like burned up, but they also didn't die from like from the explosion. I can't remember which one that was. I think that
Well,
was
didn't the Challenger blew
maybe?
up on the landing pad, didn't it? I thought the Challenger didn't even make it off the ground.
No, the Challenger made it off the ground.
Which one didn't make it off the ground then? There was one that like just exploded on the not the runway, but the landing pad or whatever, the takeoff.
The runway.
Yeah, the rocket runway.
Imagine if they launched it like not at a vertical. Like imagine they just launched that bad
It's
boy
just
like
like on the ground, and then it just goes up a giant ramp. Like a
just hit a ramp.
Is this like Roadrunner and like Wile E.
Yeah,
Coyote cartoon?
They just like straddle the rocket and light the match.
So but the Challenger blew up like the rocket like blew up like mid-flight, like before it got out of the atmosphere then, or
Yeah.
Okay.
It was after launch.
So they were chilling, they were flying, then the explosion probably knocked them unconscious, right?
That's I can't remember, and so I probably should have looked into this before talking about it because I don't remember which one it was or if it was this one or not.
Fake news.
But it's one thing I had read or heard about regarding one of those. It was thought that this could have happened to one of those groups.
I think if you're NASA, your official press release is that they died.
They blew up
right
then.
They were dead. They were dead the moment they never felt anything. They
were dead the moment they left the ground.
Yeah. Well,
then there was also those Apollo astronauts that I can't remember if it was in a training, like in one of the training pods, or actually on the like in the capsule, like ready to go, but they like there was a spark or something inside the capsule and they just burned it up.
That's how Gus Grissom died, and then two other astronauts. They were part of the.
Yeah, it was
Gemini.
It was in a training one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
He was one of the Apollo, like the original. What is it? Were they Apollo 6?
Apollo mission
or Gemini 6, whatever they were called? He was one of the original ones. Gus Grissom. Yeah.
Well, he was going to be. That group was going to be
because it was full oxygen, right? Or
it was
or what?
Yeah, it was like a malfunctioning piece of equipment that sparked, and then the whole inside just
all three of them burned
fire.
up.
Oh my God! Was that in orbit, like, or going?
No,
the ground?
No, it was on the ground in a training.
Like
a training capsule.
Yeah, it wasn't even.
Yeah. It wasn't even like during actual launch.
Yeah, well, they didn't die right away. Then that was probably like 30 seconds at least of extreme pain. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks. Haven't some died in re-entry too? Like
that was the Columbia.
This is Columbia.
Yeah.
Like this is getting really depressing.
This is getting really morbid.
There was a heat shield that failed on the nose, and it caused it prevented the heat shield from working, and so when it entered atmosphere, it burned up the shuttle, and they all died.
So they did their mission. They were like, oh yeah, hell yeah, brother. Like, did they land on
there was something
on
I think from one of the
or?
booster rockets, or was it the O-ring? I can't remember because there's been a couple of these.
It was an O-ring.
Yeah, there was an O-ring fail that slipped and like bounced and hit the thing on launch. And it when it came back is when it was a problem.
Yeah, and they of course have no idea until it's happening, right? Like,
well, this is one of those that after research, they
probably
could have caught it, and we could have done something, but so it was like due to negligence and stuff. So
cool.
Yeah, this is depressing.
So who wants to be an astronaut when they grow up?
Not me, man. Like, dude, hell
space,
no.
Right?
I ain't trying to burn to death.
I'll be an astronaut as soon as we get like Star Trek technology where it's a little more like safe.
And you can just like teleport into space, just like
beam me up.
Beam me up.
Or like do the holodeck and like just pretend you're in space. That's what I want is like a holodeck. Like why are we like is VR working?
We're probably close to that with VR and AR, right?
Close to that? I don't know if we're close to that, but I
mean you have to wear a headset, but it's pretty much that.
I think we're just close enough that we'll have it right when we're too old to do anything with it. Like we'll be dying old men, like laying in like some hospital bed, like watching.
Can we just have the Matrix? Like we just get plugged in.
I don't
maybe.
plan on getting old, so.
I hate to break it to you.
not like. I mean, like I don't plan on getting that old. I'll get old.
Plan on getting that old? What are you talking about?
Colby doesn't think he has the lifespan to make it that long.
I don't think. Yeah, I can't see myself being over 77. I don't think.
So what happens
Oddly
when you get
specific.
to 76? Like, are you like, oh, okay, this is it?
I
Like,
I don't know. Like, I'm not saying I'm gonna kill myself, but
Dude, this is
Okay,
off
let's-
the
I mean,
rails.
we're all gonna
man.
die from heart
I'm just
attacks
saying, like,
anyway, right? So I mean,
Yellowstone.
yeah, like
boom.
probably like a natural cause. But can you guys picture
Yeah.
yourselves being like really old and like brittle? I don't.
I can picture
I
Landon
don't.
old and brittle. I
God
think
dang,
he
I'm
kind of
already-
looks
I'm
just
already
like he does
old.
right now. So
He
just
wouldn't
a little
change.
more wrinkly and less hair.
Less hair, a little wrinkly.
Yeah, that's old man Landon. Yeah, because Landon's already. An
You
old
give
man.
Landon a little less hair and more wrinkles, he looks like a naked mole rat. Like,
Let's go.
Okay, Mick, take us away.
Yeah. Okay. So, did you guys hear about this? It was a story that came out last week about a 5-year-old who took his parents' car with $3 in his pocket because he wanted to go buy a Lamborghini.
The
Oh,
kid
Apparently,
had
his
$3
mom.
in his
No.
pocket.
Apparently his mom had told him that he wasn't allowed to get a Lamborghini, and so he took $3, took his parents' car, and started driving on the highway. This is a 5-year-old kid.
he
Um,
said,
reach the
"Fine, I'll
pedals."
do it myself."
How do you reach the pedals?
I don't know many 5-year-olds that could say Lamborghini correctly.
This was in Utah.
Of course it is.
He took his parents' keys and drove. When he got pulled over by a state patrol guy.
Did he show him
He's-
his license and registration, or did he resist
the
arrest?
I bet,
boy
he, I
told
bet he was
the
the worst driver.
the
Probably
boy
sex.
told the Utah Hawaii highway patrol that he fled his home in his parents' car after his mother told him
Led
she wouldn't buy him a Lamborghini. He took the keys to the car without his family's knowledge, hopped in their Dodge Journey, and made it as far as the interstate before Utah Highway Patrol pulled him over.
Gosh.
Did it say why they pulled him over? Was he speeding? Was it reckless endangerment?
He was a 5-year-old kid.
Tail light out.
That's why they pulled him over.
He had a tail light. he would have have that
Expired
Lamborghini
tabs?
right now. Yeah, if it weren't for his expired
DUI.
tabs in his plate.
He's driving under the influence of like Kool-Aid.
Okay, so it said the highway patrolman initially thought the child was an impaired driver since he was swerving in and out of lanes and just going over 30 miles an hour.
How did
But
he
you know
reach
he was
the
scared
pedals
going that
and
fast.
see?
Yeah, that's
like, was he a tall 5-year-old or was it a small
Even if
car?
he's
he's 5 years
I
old
think
and he's like 5'6".
he was a big 5-year-old. The kid Adrian left with a plan to drive from Utah to California to buy a Lamborghini with $3, a Lamborghini that cost more than $200,000. So he might have been short on the purchase amount, said the highway patrol guy.
So did he know like where? Like, was he almost there? Was he going the right way, or was he just?
I don't
driving?
know. I don't know. It said that he
kid
just
It's
got on the
impressive that
highway.
it's
kid sounds
impressive.
dangerous.
The more I hear about this, like the more I'm like respecting the kid, like how far he got, like what he like.
Yeah, like it's impressive he got that far, and
And he didn't crash
don't know,
the
like-
car. Like he got
Yeah.
up
Yeah,
to
it's impressive
30.
that he was able to start the car and get it out of the driveway. Like, I bet you like 90% of 5-year-olds couldn't even do
I mean,
that.
I was a smart
I had a
5-year-old, but
hard
there's
time
no
putting on
way
my
I could have.
pants when I was 5.
There's no way I could have done what this kid did.
Yeah.
Dang.
I
So
don't
he's
even think
going
I-
places. It's just not the Lamborghini dealership, I guess. So
Not yet. He'll probably try it again when he's 9.
he'll have $5
Right.
next time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
This is it. I wonder why a Lamborghini like couldn't
I
give
don't
him
know.
like
he
more
probably has that
realistic
Lamborghini
expectations.
Hot Wheel.
Yeah, and it probably costs like $3, so he figured that's how much the real car costs.
Oh,
I
a
guess
Honda
his
Civic.
so his parents were at work at the time. His big sister was watching him,
Of course, she's
and
probably a degenerate.
watching him, and she said that her and her family had no idea how he learned to drive a car. Though as a baby, he could reverse his child-sized electric car with one hand.
Oh no.
How?
It's just ridiculous. It's such a crazy story. Like, how does this happen?
It's the next baby driver.
He's been paying attention in his car seat.
That's great. I didn't hear about that. That's crazy.
Was he plugged into aux or was he listening to the radio? Did it say?
Bluetooth.
There we go.
He's playing Kids Bop. Kids Bop version of Riding Dirty.
I bet the cop pulled him over. Is like, what the heck? Like, what? Like,
Is this a prank?
He's like, do I just let him go? Like,
I mean, it's a good thing, the cop didn't kill him. Well, okay, well, on that note, thanks for
What?
we could go some places with that.
Gosh. Let's not. Man. Anyway. Crazy story. Crazy story of the week.
Dang. How do we top that next week? Colby,
hopefully,
can you steal your dad's like riding lawnmower or something? And
hopefully a kitten.
My dad's too cheap for a riding lawnmower.
Hopefully a kitten takes the SpaceX rocket for a ride or something. The kitten only makes it to lower orbit until the cops come by and pull it over. But
Gosh.
Okay. Well, I think that's all I have. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap this up?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fresh.
I don't think so.
Alrighty. Well, that's it. We'll talk to you guys next week, and thanks for listening.
All right. Bye.
Awesome. Bye.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Hotkeys podcast. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, CastBox, YouTube, and other podcasting platforms. Visit our website, www.hotkeyspodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at Hotkeys Podcast and join our Facebook group at facebook.com/HKHotkeys. Please like and review us and subscribe to the show on whichever platforms you use. Finally, you can contact us via email at hosts@hotkeyspodcast.com.